Hey Moo Crew! I know we all love our self-proclaimed fat influencers, but for the video this week, I've got a compilation of people of all shapes and sizes who feel like they are having an unhealthy day of eating. Some of them are hungover, some of them have fast metabolisms, and some of them just really don't care what they put in their bodies. So let's get started.
You've all asked for a what I eat in a day, so I'm going to show you what I eat in a day. I'm going to do a couple of these. I'm going to do my really bad days and then really good days as well, because I don't always eat rubbish, but when I do, I do. So we're going to start the day off with McDonald's breakfast. I get 2 hash browns because I eat one by itself and then one on the actual roll. I don't lie, I don't like McMuffins, but I do like breakfast rolls, and we've got the hash brown in the middle.
Watching this, I actually can't believe it has never occurred to me to put a hash brown in a breakfast muffin. Having the 2 of those is 254 calories, plus just under 500 for the sausage and egg roll, so breakfast is 751 calories.
Now I'm having some pop chips. I'm actually quite full from the caramel frap that I had with the breakfast. Probably going to have about 10 penguins over the course of the day. The orange ones are great. I do rate them. Gotta tell you the joke. Why can't penguins play football? Because they're snowball. Number 3.
Okay, her videos are a bit chaotic and I don't think she films absolutely everything, so we're going to piece it together as we go. So we're adding on an iced caramel frappe from McDonald's for breakfast, and that is 319 calories. Then 85 grams of pop chips. I don't know if everywhere has these, but their whole pitch is that they're popped instead of fried, so they're supposed to be healthier. So this bag is 351 calories, whereas the same flavour of Pringles, for example, would be 451. She also has 3 penguins so far, and they are 130 calories each, so we're on 1,811 calories going into lunch.
For lunch, I'm having sushi from Costco. You're either a lover or a hater of sushi. I am a lover. I could live off this stuff. I'm now having a Whisper yogurt. Would rather eat the chocolate bar.
For her actual lunch, she has a 6-piece sushi roll, which I think would be around 330 calories, because it looks like a mix of veggie filling, crab, avocado, and then tempura prawns or maybe chicken. That was another thing that I learned having dinner in the States, is that sushi in the UK is extremely westernized. My American friends were disgusted when I asked if they had chicken or duck sushi, and that is completely normal here. She also has a Whisper yogurt, which is basically just a chocolate mousse for 88 calories, and then dips in an actual Whisper bar, adding 196.
For tea, we are having mozzarella dippers and spring roll. Yummy. I'm finishing the day with dime cheesecakes, probably 2, and the penguins.
For dinner, I think there are 4 mozzarella sticks. They're just a bit stuck together, so they're 80 calories each, and then 4 mini spring rolls for 40 calories each. Plus, she also has a dame or dime, I'm never sure how to pronounce it, cheesecake pot, which honestly looks like a knockoff of a goo pot, and that is 329 calories. She did say earlier that she could eat all 10 penguins, but I reckon in this sitting she probably had another 3, so the day totals at 3,967 calories.
What I eat in a day as a plus-size person who loves food. Y'all, choices were made today, okay? I started off by getting a Whataburger. I don't regret this at all because it was so delicious. I got an iced caramel coffee and a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit with a hash brown on the side. And you guys, Whataburger has the best breakfast sandwiches in my opinion. They taste like home style, you know what I mean? Also, I just want to say thank you guys so much for 18K. I just hit that like this morning. So thank you so much. I love y'all.
We're kicking off the day with a sausage breakfast biscuit from Whataburger for 690 calories. She also has a side of hash brown sticks for 190, and then what looks like a medium iced latte. I won't assume that she had any syrups if she didn't say, so that is an extra 100 calories, bringing breakfast to just under 1,000.
I made like a medium choice post this and almost made an even worse choice, so I did end up getting more fast food for dinner. I got Jersey Mike's, but I got a regular club sub with a side of Doritos, the cheese ones obviously. Now I did really want to go to Wendy's and get me a 10-piece nugget with a side of Baconator fries, but I did not, okay? So I feel like that's something to be proud of. I think this day was okay compared to what I wanted it to be.
A 7-inch club sub roll from Jersey Mike's is 930 calories, which I personally think is very high for just a sandwich. She also has a single bag of cheese Doritos for 260. She only has these 2 meals, so the entire day comes to 2,170 calories. So whilst she wasn't happy that her choices could have been healthier, calorie-wise she did do pretty well.
If you don't like a fat girl eating loads of takeaways in one day, then stop watching Why Eat in a Day, severely, extremely hungover edition. Last night we took it way too far, and today I'm suffering.
Sorry in advance if I cut into her talking, but she doesn't align her voiceover with her clips at all, so I'm just going with what I can see. She has a chicken sandwich, a medium fries, and 4 chicken nuggets for breakfast, which comes to 899 calories.
In at 5:30 in the morning, so there was only one thing for it, a Mackey's for brekkie.
I'm going to be honest, I feel pretty confident that this was nothing more than a product placement, and if she could barely stomach McDonald's, I really don't think she was downing half a litre of green juice, but we'll give her the benefit of the doubt and add the 17 calories anyway.
I was nibbling on that Mackey's because I was about to throw up. Me and Carrie had the most stunning hangover day. For lunch, we got a Five Guys. I tried this grilled cheese from Five Guys. How have I never had this before? This was absolutely gorgeous. A cheeseburger with mushrooms, pickles and mayo, and the chips were unreal.
Everything for lunch was from Five Guys, and before one of you says it, I barely believe these numbers either. I see comments sometimes saying that my calories are off, but I just want to say the only time there is ever guesswork in it is if it is a home-cooked meal or vague portions, or they don't show the food on screen. But I promise that whenever it is from a fast food restaurant or from a shop, I always get the calories directly from that company's published information. So this cheeseburger comes with 2 patties, and that's 692 calories before the extras, but she only adds mushrooms, pickles and mayo, so that adds on 128. The grilled cheese is 479 calories, and then the regular fries are 1073 calories. When I say I am rarely speechless at these numbers, this is one of the ones that has got me. So with at least 2 mayo sachets added in, this lunch is more than 2,500 calories.
We literally just sat on the sofa and watched Netflix all day, and when I got home I made a snack and drink order. I got this festive roll and about 10 different drinks. Tell me you're hung without telling me you're hung.
All of the drinks are no added sugar, so I haven't bothered adding them to the list. Then the pork sausage roll she has is 410 calories.
I'm going over Corey and Leah's tonight to prep for New York, but I was starving, so I had to order a subby before getting ready for tonight. I got a chicken tikka wrap and a tuna sal. I ate this whilst watching Corey, and it got to about 7 o'clock. I was finally ready to have a shower and wash all my sins away.
I disagree that anyone with a hangover is eating tuna, but okay. This salad, she's added cheese and mayo, so that's 460 calories. I think it's also safe to guess that she got cheese and mayo in the wrap too, so that would put that at 580 calories, and then it's 86 for the quavers.
Really come and got me, and we had to grab a Mackey's. I got a chicken mayo and we shared 20 nugs. Obviously I didn't touch any of the circle shape.
I am so glad she said this, because I also only like to eat the square shaped ones, and I have no idea why. The chicken nuggets with barbecue sauce are just under 550 calories, plus 332 for the mayo chicken.
We're all having a New York night tonight, and Chris made us a New York itinerary. We are so excited. If you've got any recommendations, please let us know. I'm so excited to try Raising Cane's, and we're actually going on a helicopter ride. What the frig frog? We ordered a chippy tea, and it was only right. We watched Home Alone Lost in New York. We're going in December, so it's going to be so Christmassy. I had the lot on my chippy tea, and it was stunning.
Oh, this video makes me sad because I saw on TikTok that she's no longer talking to any of this group of friends. Apparently it's something to do with a toxic girlfriend, and I mean, we've all been there, but I hope she makes up with them soon because they seemed like such a nice friendship group. This chip shop dinner comes to 1,700 calories, which then ends the day on 7,611 calories.
What I eat in a day? So today was an unhealthy day, so I had a bacon and egg muffin, which was absolutely delicious.
She said muffin, but this is just a normal soft bread roll, so it's 156 calories, and then assuming that the egg was made with about a teaspoon of oil, that's 100. The 3 bacon rashers are 145. Our bacon is usually back bacon, which has a lot less fat than streaky, so it is a bit lower in calories. And then adding some butter with this breakfast roll, it comes to 501 calories.
And then for lunch, I had a cheese sandwich with some roast chicken crisp.
Lunch is another buttered roll, but this time with a cheese slice, so that is fewer calories at 356.
And then before tea, I had a glass of chocomel. This stuff is absolutely amazing. If you've not tried it, which you probably have, you need to.
Chocomel is a drink from the Netherlands that came to the UK a few years ago, and I have no idea whatsoever what makes it different from any other chocolate milk, but apparently it is the best you can get. This glass looks about 300 mils, which is 207 calories.
Then for tea, we had a homemade Italian. We had balsamic tomatoes and mozzarella with focaccia.
Right, so we've got 2 squares of focaccia and they are 140 calories each. There's a whole ball of mozzarella, so that is 275. And then I reckon around 300 grams of tomatoes cooked in balsamic vinegar, which is very low calorie at only 54.
It didn't quite turn out how we wanted it to, but it was still nice. And then we had a chicken Alfredo with this homemade garlic bread, and it was insane.
Kicking it up a notch for dinner, we've got a whole chia batter roll for 231 calories, and that is drenched in butter. I would guess around 40 grams, so that is just under 300. The main dinner portion itself is massive. The large breaded chicken fillet would be 350 calories, and then we have got at least 2 portions of spaghetti, and that's cooked in a cream sauce. So I would put that at about 770 calories, but honestly it could be higher.
I then finished the night off with a donut for dessert.
Adding a donut as a final sweet treat of the day, she finishes on 3,534 calories.
What I eat in a day hungover edition, I don't think anything can top how much food I ate this day. Double sausage and egg McMuffin with extra cheese and 2 extra patties.
The regular sausage and egg McMuffin is 424 calories, but with his extras, it comes to 728.
Greedy. Then I had a big tasty 20 nuggets and chips from McDonald's. I don't understand why my belly is so endless when I'm hungover.
I thought this was still part of breakfast at first, but you can't actually order normal food at the same time as breakfast food from McDonald's, so he must have gone twice. This is a pretty large meal of a burger, fries, and a share pack of nuggets, and comes to more than 2,000 calories.
Stop there. I then ordered double pie, double mash, and liquor sauce. This place was slacking. If you want a good pie and mash, you need to go Portobello Road, but this... they've got like a franchise all over London. It just wasn't hitting.
He has 2 mashed portions at 142 calories each, and then 2 pies at 351 each. I think personally that seems extremely low for puff pastry, but it is what that company has published. So with the sauce, this meal is just over 1,000 calories.
But smothered it in pepper and vinegar and done the job. They were also near closing, so maybe it was that. Doesn't end there. I then ordered Francomanca pizza. Long belly, but this garlic bread was dead, but the pizza slapped. Long day. Long day. I don't know how I thought I was gonna get away with this one, but you already know where I'm at right now. It's hell in here. Right, I've been in for at least 20 minutes now and over it, never doing this again, ever again.
Yeah, so he is filming himself on the toilet, but we are just going to move past that and talk about the food. I have always been ride or die for Pizza Pilgrims, which is, I think, Franco Manca's main competitor, but they've just brought out a range in Tesco, and I think their halloumi and hot honey pizza might have converted me. So he's got the chorizo pizza, and then the second one, I think, is their spicy salami, and together they are just under 2,000 calories, plus he's also got the garlic bread, and I am on his side. It looks a lot nicer on the website, plus 2 high-calorie dips, so this meal itself is almost 3,000 calories. Not to mention, this is really posh pizza, so this order probably would have been at least £50. He ends his day on 5,843 calories.
What I ate today is a biggie. That cinnamon toast crunch pod.
The calories on this cinnamon toast crunch creamer are absolutely insane. It is 35 calories per 5 millilitres, so that's just around a teaspoon. And she has got at least 100 ml in that coffee, so that is 700 calories. I feel like people don't understand that this is heavy cream. You can't use it as a replacement for milk. Oh, she also has some squirty cream on top, so that is a 70 calorie little sprinkle.
Bacon and egg sandwich. It just has bacon, egg, and mayonnaise. Cherry Pepsi. I'm getting over being sick. I love bacon.
I had always heard that the best way to get over being sick was to nourish your body with nutrients and vitamins, but now I see that that is definitely completely unnecessary, and the way to go is actually just pure carbs and fat. So this sandwich alone is just under 700 calories, and that is not including the oil that the fried food was cooked in. I was waiting on her to mention the crisps on her plate, but she doesn't. I only know these as knickknacks. I'm not sure if that's the same in the US or if there's a different version, but in the UK, one packet is 125 calories, and then she's also got 300ml of full-fat Pepsi, and that's 127.
Water, because I'm healthy. Banana and peanut butter.
This is a really good snack for long-lasting energy, although I've never seen someone eat it from a cup, but it is only 200 calories.
My daughter got these the other day and I realized how obsessed I am with them.
This obsession is so valid because they are my favourite chocolates ever made. I haven't tried the sea salt ones. I don't think we have them over here, but anything Lindor is top tier, and these chocolates are 80 calories each.
If you like these and you've never had the sea salt ones, be prepared to eat all of them. Fried cabbage, greasy fried cabbage with bacon. Chicken. Fried cabbage is one of my favorite things to eat, but I do not want to eat it the healthy way. And I love crunchy pieces of cabbage. Let me know if y'all want to see more of these.
She didn't show us her plate, so I'm obviously completely guessing at portions here, but if we assume one chicken breast, that's around 330 calories, probably another 3 slices of streaky bacon for 180, and then half a head of cabbage with 2 tablespoons of oil, because she did say it was really greasy, is 350, which totals her day at 2,937 calories.
What I eat in a day, unhealthy edition. It didn't mean to end up like this, but it did. And you know what? It's fine to have unhealthy days. Starting off, coffee, 2 sugars, my favourite.
There's no calories in the coffee, so it's just the 2 sugars for 32 calories.
Every morning, gets me going. We had a takeaway at work, bacon and sausage sandwich, toasted bread, brown sauce, thank you, summer berries juice.
I love that usually when people talk about getting a takeaway breakfast at work, it's like a greasy sandwich and a styrofoam cup of coffee from a food truck, but this is the poshest version of that there could be. So the sandwich comes to 910 calories, and then the berry juice is 115.
Didn't actually end up drinking that, by the way. Met Jodie for a coffee. This is what I had at Costa: iced caramel, crisps, wafers, yogurt.
She has a Costa for lunch with 201 calories for the iced latte with caramel. This yogurt pot, you can't really tell in the clip, but it does have granola in it too, so that is 249 calories. And then the crisps are 94, and the wafer bar is 235.
Went and took Rory for a walk. Here's my little angel with his frisbee. We had this little sweet from the new Londis that opened. I was buzzing, and they do Vimto, my favourite.
For one of these extra long pencil sweets, it's 110 calories, and the Vimto is 95.
We finished off with a great Chinese and some scratch cards. Stuffed my little fat face with chips, curry sauce, duck pancakes, everything else to win, and I might have polished.
I'm going to assume she ate half of everything she's showing us, so the duck with pancakes and plum sauce is 1,500 calories. That is for half. I had no idea how fatty duck meat was. The chips are 450, the battered chicken balls are 90 each, and I think she has 5, plus 50 for the dipping sauce, and then 220 for the prawn crackers, so altogether her day comes to 4,551 calories. I know this song is probably getting annoying, but I just really can't resist her videos. So for breakfast today, she has a pan au chocolat, and that is 340 calories.
Sharing's caring.
These mini fridge raiders are only 37 calories, and she is right, sharing is caring, but it's actually also the law, and my dogs remind me of that every time I open any packet ever. Most times someone eats a McDonald's, it makes me want a McDonald's, but this is the driest looking burger I have ever seen. So the plain McChicken is 371 calories, plus 72 for the 2 cheese slices, and 337 for the medium fries. The Fanta is actually sugar-free, and you've probably noticed by now that if a drink is a diet version, I'll probably never include it in the count, because life is just too short to waste a Google search on 3 calories. But the ketchup is 27, so I've added that on there.
I was craving another.
Wow, she is really making up for only having one breakfast. Take everything we just said about lunch and times it by 2. Then we've also got 800 calories for a large portion of homemade mac and cheese, with another 450 for some chips, and then 110 for the garlic bread. I try to assume relatively normal portion sizes unless they make it clear that it was more. So 4 of these double stuffed Oreos are a standard portion, and that is 280 calories.
Tomato sauce with the noodles is a must.
This dinner from Nando's is 1,240 calories.
The best sweeties.
Obviously, I have no way of knowing what sweets are in the large cup, but in general, this size would hold around 400 grams. So if we do that in chewy jelly type sweets, it's 1,500 calories. She then also has a small cup of marshmallows, which would be around 300, plus almost 500 calories for the Pringles.
You need a McDonald's after the cinema.
I've just realised that she's playing a TV show on her car media screen. I have never seen that before. It feels dangerous, but okay. She also has had 3 meals from McDonald's today, so we're just going for insane as the overall vibe. So that's another 337 calories for the fries, just under 1,500 calories for the 3 burgers, and her day comes to 8,943 calories.
What I eat in a day, no restrictions, no demonising food, and no particular diet. This video was from Sunday, and honestly I just ate. For breakfast we started off with 2 soft-boiled eggs with soy sauce, my favourite combination. I had that with a piece of sourdough toast with cottage cheese and salami.
I love it when pause points fall on an animal. It's my favourite thing. This breakfast is a bit of an odd combo to me, but we've got eggs with soy sauce for 150 calories, sourdough with cottage cheese for 160, and then 6 pieces of salami for 120 calories.
After breakfast we went to Connor's mum's house and she made these coconut and jam cookie things. They were very nice.
This biscuit is called a macaroon, and they are usually coconutty, but they don't always have jam. A homemade one is probably around 170 calories.
On our way back home we stopped off in Morrison's to get some lunch. Connor really fancied a Morrison's salad. I fancied one of their rolls, so I got ham salad one, a cherry Coke Zero, and some chili heat wave Doritos. Connor really makes sure to get his money's worth when it comes to Morrison's salad. I had my lunch while I played my favourite game at the moment, Supermarket Simulator. My favourite game changes like every 2 weeks.
I very much respect someone that can maximise the space of a buffet container. So her ham roll would be 310 calories plus 200 for the grab bag of chili heatwave Doritos.
Then we went out for dinner. We went to Noodle Bar in Colchester. We've been there a few times, so it's a favourite spot of ours. They always start you off with some prawn crackers. For my drink, I got a light cheese spritz, one of my favourites. For my starter, I got spicy squid. It was very nice, and I really like how they did the batter. I got another light cheese spritz, and for my main, I got Singapore noodles. I get this every time for my main. I love it so much. You just get a bit of everything in there, and it's got such a lovely flavour. I had about half of it, and then I took the rest home to have for lunch the next day.
I've eaten in this restaurant before and it is amazing. The lychee drinks are heavy on the syrup, so about 150 calories each. I'm assuming that she had half of the large basket of prawn crackers, so that would be about 120. I didn't even notice from the visual that the squid was battered, but she did say it was, so that would bump it up to 300 calories. And then finally, 700 calories for the plate of Singapore noodles. So this day of food is 2,030 calories. This one is a lot lower than I would expect for quite a full day of eating, so it really just goes to show how you can maximise a daily limit. I think this compilation is a really good reminder that what feels unhealthy is very much subjective to an individual. They all described their day in the same way, and yet we had calories ranging from 2,000 to almost 9,000. Not to mention that some of the meals here would actually be a much healthier alternative to what we see consumed from our fat influencers. So let me know what you think in the comments, and please do like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this.